Morning, everyone, or good afternoon or evening, wherever you're joining us from and when. My name is Kathryn Spear. This is my husband, Darren Spear.
Hi there.
And we wanted to join today just to take a few minutes to give you an update on my trip to Mexico last month in March, where I met some incredible people. Dr. Tony Rodriguez and his team, Alex, Jorge, Dr. Gustavo, the list just goes on. It was a pretty incredible trip. Vital Health, for those of you who don't know, Vital Health Global is a new company based on herbal protocols with adaptogens, technology that can also allow you to see what your nutritional needs are and how it's impacting different systems within the body. And so there's so much to be able to share on that. This would take an hour or more to explain that, but there are links to that type of information. So if you're interested in that, please reach out. I will send it to you. But this is really about what Darren and I have experienced. And, you know, every company touts that their product is the best. And Lord knows Darren and I
We've tried lots and lots and lots.
and lots to deal with some of our issues. And, you know, everybody has health issues, right? At some point, especially as we age. Both Darren and I are 53 and we try to take very good care of ourselves, but there's still issues that we've been trying to address and we just haven't been able to. The nice thing about what Dr. Tony is doing with Vital Health is that it's not a new company trying to sell you a new product. Dr. Tony has been using these herbal protocols with adaptogens for 15 years. And so the proof was already there. It was a blessing that somebody named by the name of Alex Reynoso, who is also an incredible human being. He's also co-owner of Vital Health Global, met up with Dr. Tony to see what he was doing because there was a blessed interaction there where Alex got to see what he was doing and told Dr. Tony, so we've got to help you get this out to the world, not just Mexico. So here we are today. So I went to Mexico in March because I was looking for something to help my clients, but also my husband and I and our families, because, you know, as you look around, humanity is getting sicker and sicker. And how do we help people to feel a little bit better and to be empowered for their health? So before Darren and I go into what's happened with us in the last 30 days, I want to share with you a disclaimer. We do not diagnose, cure, or prevent disease, right? We support the body and the body in ways that the body was designed to work. So with Vital Health, we have technology, again, like I said, that we can test 45 biomarkers in the body. So what Darren and I did is on March 21st, we did our test together. Both of us, to be honest with you, were quite shocked, but it made sense because of what we were feeling. So this morning, after 30 days or 32, 33 days, we decided to do our testing again as soon as we woke up this morning. We didn't allow ourselves to even have our coffee. We did it. We did it fasted to be able to make sure that we were tracking appropriately from how we did it last time. Okay. So Darren has had some great success as well in 30 days, and so have I. So we wanted to be able to share that with you. We've not done this before, and the reason being is because we've tried a lot. And we certainly haven't seen the results that we've had in the last 30 days. So we thought that it was really important to be able to share that. And I know that with my husband, I love him dearly. He's a very quiet guy. And he was so willing to do this. He's like, absolutely. And the other night I had a lady here as well. And God love him. He come home from working at the gym and he come in and he's telling her all the stuff that's going on with him as well, too, and all the improvements. So what do you think there, Darren? You want to share with people how you're feeling?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing I noticed just after a couple of days is my energy was, much higher at work. I just could feel it at work. Mental clarity was better. Just waking up in the morning, I could get up. I've always never been one to jump out of bed and just hit the floor running. I need like a lot of coffee just to get going, but I'm waking up with more energy. And at work, just much more sharp, just a little sharper. And after work, I go to the gym a couple days a week, and my workouts, my trainer could really notice the difference as well. Like I'm lifting heavier weights, a lot more energy, just in general, feeling much better, mentally, physically, and the sleep has improved. I typically get up, go to the washroom at least twice a night, sometimes three. And now some nights I sleep right through the night, without going to the washroom. And sometimes I get up maybe one time through the night. So it's
Right. It's changed a lot
yeah.
because versus like that 2 to 3 and sometimes even 4.
Yeah.
Now he's like, when he does wake up, it's usually like one time through the night, right?
Yeah, typically I would say on average once a night. So that's a big improvement. So yeah, I'm just waking up and I pretty much jump right out of bed now instead of, feeling so groggy and tired and just exhausted. So I do feel much better that way. Yeah.
And the one thing that I want to share with people too is, and my husband might kill me because most of you already know that I'm so very open with some of the things that we're working on. But Darren and I, for the last 3 years, we haven't been able to sleep in the same bed because,
Yeah, not too often.
and the reason being is because I don't sleep deep. I haven't since I've had kids. I think it's a mom thing. Once you have children, you always have one ear open and your body just kind of gets trained in that. And so the challenge is that Darren requires a sleep apnea machine and his snoring. So let's not talk about the machine, but it's his snoring. It's, bless his heart, it's god
Yeah, it's
awful.
pretty bad. It's really bad. Yeah.
So what's happened is that it was impacting my health because I wasn't able to sleep. And so just the last 2 weeks, we've actually been able to sleep in the same bed together again. And that is so incredibly important to both Darren and I.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's been huge for us. And it's important, right? So, and it's important as you age and, just be able to wake up with your husband beside you. It's important. And so that's been huge for us. I'm going to try not to cry, but that's been really big. And, he's sleeping better. So I'm starting to worry a little bit less because I do worry about him. He had a heart attack 2 years ago. So he's been doing a lot of things to help support that. I mean, stress over, 25, 30 years can certainly, impact a
Yeah.
person.
Yep.
And so he's feeling better, which makes me feel better, but I'm sleeping so deeply. It's incredible. So even if he is still sleeping, if he's still snoring, I'm not hearing him because there's an herbal protocol called Vital A. Sorry, honey, go
So we
ahead.
don't know if I'm sure I'm still snoring. Maybe not so loud and maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So I do know he went to bed, different couple times like before me. And normally within 30 seconds, Darren's asleep and the snoring is god awful within 30 seconds. But I've been up later than him and I'm like, oh, look at that. He's like, it's like that low little hum snore, not
Yeah,
not taking the roof off.
Yeah.
So I know it has impacted him, but I also know that I've been up late working a couple of nights and it's still loud, but there's an herbal protocol, Vital A, and it puts you into a deep REM sleep. And I'm going to tell you, I go to bed now and then I wake up in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, it's morning. It's like I went somewhere, well, obviously deep sleep. So that's making me also feel a lot better because I am getting a lot much deeper sleep because even though he was sleeping in the spare room, I could still hear him. Right. And so I'd wake up a couple times during the night as well, too. Sorry, honey, not to pick on
That's
you.
all right.
But it's important because listen, I know based on all of my clients as well, this happens to men and women. It's not just men that do the snoring, it can be women as well, too, right? So that's really important. So thanks, sweetheart, for sharing and or for letting me share.
Yeah, take care.
And so we're walking this journey together and we are just thrilled with what we're seeing because again, it's herbal protocols with adaptogens. And for those of you who don't know, adaptogens helps your body to adapt to what it needs. But what's really important too is that the technology that they have that goes along with this that tells Darren and I what we need to focus on. But I'm going to tell you, when I did mine last month, I won't speak for you, honey, but I was shocked. I shouldn't have been shocked, but I was shocked because I'm perimenopausal. I've had chronic constipation my whole life. I wasn't exercising as much this past year as I would have wanted to because I had issues with my feet, with my heels that were so bad that I just did good to get through the day and to get my work day in. And Darren was really worried about me because I was depressed, um, because I was frustrated because I had been tracking this chronic constipation thing since I was a little girl. It really got a lot worse, like in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and then it just kept going. And I'll tell you, at Christmas time, Darren and I talked about our goals for this year. And I was very emotional. And I told him that somehow, some way, I was going to figure out how to get this chronic constipation under control because I could go 2 weeks without using the bathroom. And then I ended up I've gotten to the point where I had to do coffee enemas in order to take the pressure off. Nothing was working. And so I told Darren in December that, I was praying on it. I was just I wasn't gonna stop. And Darren knows I'm like a dog with a bone when it comes to our health and just trying to find the things that helps us. And so we're going to go into my story here in a little bit. I've got some pictures for you, but I want you to understand something too. 7 out of 10 people suffer with chronic constipation. When you are constipated, our livers do 2,000 things in our body, support 2,000 things. And when you're constipated, everything gets off all your detox pathways, your liver, your kidneys, your brain, your heart health. And that was one of the things that came up for me last month on March 21st when I did my first scan that scared me. I already knew I had chronic constipation. I already knew I had a hormonal imbalance. Just ask him, right? There was a lot of it. I'm perimenopause, right? So there's been all these fluctuations. I've been using bioidentical hormones, trying to help support myself. And I mean, although some things are, they take a little edge off here, a little edge off there, they weren't really getting to some of the root causes that I needed to. But I was really surprised and shocked when I did my scan that there was heart-related issues there too. But I shouldn't have been because constipation also does that. And then, of course, not exercising as much as I was before and getting cardiovascular exercise in there as well because of the issues that I had with my feet. Happy to report that is completely better now. And then, Darren did his. I'm not going to, if you want to share with what you've got going on in your report, you can. You knew though some of the things that it
there was
showed.
no surprise. Overall, it was a lot of things were great or within range or just slightly out of range. So it was nice to see after the 5 weeks, everything improved. Some things improved more than others, but so these supplements do work. It was really good to see these improvements.
Yeah. And I think that's key, right, honey,
Yeah.
is that we're feeling the difference, but being able to see the difference on the report this morning, both Darren and I were really happy to see that after the last 30 days, we're tracking in the right direction. And then we were able to find out, okay, what do we do for the next 30, right? So then we got all of our stuff ready for the next 30 days. We know how we have to eat. We know the exercise we have to do to support our bodies. And we know the herbal protocols that we have to take as well too, because we're checking in. So that's really important. So having said that, we don't want to keep you too long. So let's just share real quick. I'm going to share my screen here because I want you to see what we're talking about when we say a testing. Okay, so it tests 45 different biomarkers in the body. It gives you a range. It tells you if you're in the high or the low, and there's a whole lot of information here. If you want to have this testing done, I do offer this testing through Thermography Clinic in Brunswick. Mancuso Clinic also offers it. I have a team already of people that are doing it, so we can, connect you with that. It doesn't have to be just me. And I will state too that if you're watching this and you want to be a part of the team, this is an incredible company to be a part of because they will love on you like nobody's business, but also they're on a mission to help humanity, on a mission this year to help 100,000 people. And I think we're going to surpass that based on what we're seeing. So one of the things I will tell you real quickly too is that Darren and I are really excited about him to go back to his doctor and get his blood work done because they've been testing him regularly for his sugars, right?
Yes,
So
they've been creeping up slightly. Pretty much stayed the same for the last decade, and then just the last year, they've crept up maybe to a point where it's getting close to being. Well, I'm pre-diabetic.
He's pre-diabetic. Okay, so we're just gonna throw it out there.
I'm knocking on the door of
diabetes.
Yes.
So
I'm right there pretty much. So
when we did his scan though, back in March, it picked up on that. And then so it gave us the protocol of what we needed to follow. And we already know we've seen some improvements in that area just from how he's feeling. However, we're going to get the blood test done as well too. Okay. And the report this morning also showed an improvement in that area. Then we're going to follow it up with blood testing, and we will absolutely share that with you guys as well too. Okay.
Yes, it'll be about another month probably before I have that done.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Well, and we're going to do this on a monthly basis. Darren and I have agreed that we are going to do this. We're going to share. And if we haven't had improvement or if we've had a setback, we're going to share that guy with you guys too. Okay. It's important because we're humans and we all want to help each other be healthy. And Darren and I have had friends and family members that, things are happening to them and with no answers. There's people without, doctors. There's, we're at a loss. And sometimes we go into purchase supplements and we think, okay, well, I seen this on TikTok or I seen this on, on Instagram and it looks like a really good product. I'm going to take that. But you might not be supporting the body in the right way. Okay. So look at this. This may be disturbing for some. Okay. But this here has been my normal for so long. Hey, sweetheart.
well, you're very bloated here. That's
That's
not every day bloated, but it's
Well, no,
yeah.
not today, not
No,
anymore.
no, not for quite a while, but
But my husband used to say to me, "Oh my God, I cannot believe like how big your stomach gets." And I know he's
and
probably
but it's within like 24 hours. So it's incredible. Like
yeah.
yeah.
And I always look like I'm about 6 months pregnant. Okay. So this is in the evening when I took this picture back March 21st.
Yeah. Wow.
Because, I wake up in the morning and again, Darren can contest, right? My belly is flat. I look pretty good, right? And then all of a sudden, if I eat, have coffee, whatever it is, I just bloat, 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 bloat. And again, I was constipated, right? But remember, I don't use the bathroom regularly. And no matter what I've tried. So I was uncomfortable, frustrated, my hormones, and even though I was doing bioidentical hormones, I still couldn't get my hormones level set. And it was impacting every aspect of my life. I actually have clothes, people. Okay. I've got dresses and clothes that are much bigger than my body requires because I swell like this. And when I do, it's so uncomfortable and it impacts various aspects of my life. And it has for a very, very long time. And I've got pictures back when I was younger. I can it's gross how my stomach bloats, but regardless, it is what it is. But here's my new normal. Okay. So this morning I took this picture. This was after I had breakfast. So Darren and I get up. We did our testing. We had coffee. We talked. I had my water. I did some things to prepare because I'm going to see my mom after this to help her with the testing as well too. So after I showered and stuff, I thought, you know what, I'll show a comparison. So this was me because now I'm using the bathroom. Happily. Dr. Tony was right. And so I'm using the bathroom regularly. I've got better hormone balance. My scans this morning showed that the lead that they picked up last month was actually reduced. But that makes sense because guess what? I am now using the bathroom. I'm not recirculating all that toxicity in my body. I've got improved energy and I am so very grateful for what I'm starting to see in my own health. So this past winter, my husband was really worried about me because my normal level of energy that he has come to know over the last 8 years of go, 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 it just wasn't there. And he was really worried about me. And I was worried about myself as well too. But I've got my energy back. Again, perimenopause can do a number on you, but also when you're that constipated all the time and you're not using the bathroom, that has an impact on your brain, on your heart health, on everything, right? Intimacy, just going for walks, just feeling like you're a normal human being. So I wanted to show this to you. I'm sure I didn't prepare my husband that I was going to share the picture of my great big bloated stomach, but that's okay. It's me and this is who I am and this is what I've addressed. So I want you to know, okay? Because yesterday I learned from Dr. Tony, we were on a call and he shared that 7 out of 10 people are constipated. That impacts your health and well-being on so many levels. Okay. So something else I wanted to show you too. Okay. So today I just took this picture for you guys this morning because when I said Darren and I've tried everything, our cupboards are full. Okay. So this is this morning. Okay. This cupboard here goes in a little bit deeper. It is what my father used to say, stogged. Okay. Means like there's not much more you can get in there. This is another cupboard. I mean, it's been cleaned out recently, but these cupboards are constantly cleaned out. And these cupboards represent all the things we've tried. Okay. So just so you all know, because some of you may watch this and go, okay, well, has she tried this or that? I just want you to know the amount of medical doctors that I've seen over the years, the amount of naturopathic, homeopathic, osteopathic, chiropractic, you name it.
Everything, acupuncture.
Acupuncture, everything I've tried. Okay. So, and when these practitioners will say, well, it's food related, and they look at my food journal and then they go, Kathryn, you should be like using the bathroom, no problem, because most people don't get enough fiber in their diet. You've got tons of fiber in your diet because I eat fairly healthy. And I exercise and I drink water. My husband will contest, right? Like all the things we were doing and nothing was making the connection. But again, these plant-based medicines, these herbal products, they're living energy. Well, what am I? I'm living energy as well too. Plus it's got the adaptogens. So I'm actually supporting my body now in a way that my body can receive. And therefore now my body is able to release. And I couldn't be more happier about that for so many reasons. Okay. So I just want to close here by saying, because there's so much I could share, but I just want you guys to know how we're feeling. And we're going to do this again in the next 30 days. But this gentleman right here, this is Dr. Tony. And I met him. I was down in Mexico with him and got to see firsthand the labs, the manufacturing plant, all of his team, the people behind this, his heart and soul. And the heart and soul of his team is so different. And this man is truly a blessing because he truly is passionate about helping people to feel better. His story started when he was really young, where he watched both of his parents die from chronic disease that shouldn't have been happening. So 63% of all chronic diseases shouldn't be happening because there are things that you can do to help support your body in ways that your body knows how to heal. And I can't say thank you enough to Dr. Tony for allowing me to be a part of his mission and to be a part of this mission of helping humanity to take back their power in their health and well-being, but also to allow their bodies to heal. Honey, do you have anything else you want to say?
Oh, I just want to say I highly recommend this product, and I've tried, like we've said, we both tried lots and lots of different things over the years. So many. And I mean, I'm not saying I never saw any improvement with taking other stuff, but this stuff I noticed just within a couple of days, and it was not just feeling a little bit better, it was feeling like I had 3 times the energy I used to have. So yeah, it's great. It's good stuff.
Yeah. It is. And I didn't ask him to say that, just so you know.
No.
We have not rehearsed this today because I said to my husband, I'm like, this is amazing. You want to do this? Thank you. It's important. But he's feeling so much better. That's why he wanted to do this. And he knows, he's watched his own friends and family and other people that he knows that are not feeling well. So this was important for him too, to share it. So I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, I'm 54. And I have lost a few good friends, some younger than me and some, a year or two older, but I mean, early 50s is, it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah. So we have to be part of the change that we wish to see. And this is all we're sharing with you today, is just how it's impacted us. Why? Because it's a little bit differently. And if this calls out to you, please reach out to me. I would certainly love to help you, because that is one of my passions this lifetime as well too, is to help people be well and happy, because God did not put us here to be miserable and to be sick. Many blessings to you. Thanks for joining us today.
Take care.